What is up, everybody? It is me, DevilNeverCry, and we are back with another video on Resident Evil Village. This time, getting an S rank on the mercenary stage, The Village. Conveniently enough. Capcom game, S ranks, you know I'll be there day one. As you can see here, Ethan is the sandbag, and the F2 rifle is going to be what carries us all the way throughout this entire stage. We're going to sell everything we have, buy the F2 rifle, put a couple of upgrades into power and the ammo capacity, and then max out the fire rate for that sweet, sweet fire rate, because there's nothing worse than missing a shot that you lined up perfectly only because Ethan took a decade or so to chamber the next round. But I digress. What's important to note is that you should remove the adaptive trigger functionality if you're playing on PS5, because, you guessed it, it messes with the fire rate. A lot of sentiment in the RE community of absolute rage and blunder, as the adaptive triggers basically wrestle away your fire rate and just mess things up altogether, which is what you don't want for a score run. Now, this route's going to get you an S rank. You can follow it strictly if you want, but you can follow it loosely as well, because lo and behold, there is room for optimization. This is the first run I'd got, and it's the one I went with because it shows that, hey, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be Chris 6 Packets Redfield to get the S rank, if that makes sense. Just funny to talk about, eh? S ranks in an RE, not really a new thing, but very DMC-esque, right? And then you got orbs and such in here, and you know, blue orbs, gold orbs, those are DMC too. RE turning into DMC, DMC starting with RE. It's like the Ouroboros snake that eats itself, you know, where does it start, where does it end? I digress, I'm getting sidetracked here. The overall strategy here in following this route is you want to just one-shot these enemies, which is great to do with the F2 rifle. It's got the damage, the accuracy, the penetrative power, fantastic. And you want to just shoot and move, shoot and move. You want to keep things going, keep that combo going for as long as possible. You actually can extend the combo by shooting at enemies, but because we pretty much kill everything we shoot, we kill everything. But if you want to keep your combo going and it's about to drop, just shoot an enemy. It sounds obvious. You don't have to kill them, you just have to shoot them, and it will keep your combo going that little bit longer. We come into the armored enemies in this stage, and we don't entirely one-shot them because our damage isn't high enough, but that's not going to be a problem in the later stages. So, let's talk upgrades, let's talk lay. Well, not getting laid, you know, but getting lay. Close enough, right? So, by getting an A rank on this mission, or this area, this stage, you'll actually get a bonus 5,000 lei to play with at the beginning of the stage, giving you access to upgrades slightly earlier, so go ahead and do that. Abilities, on the other hand, the blue orbs you find, you want to prioritize getting the damage abilities unless you can find the ability that gives you movement speed increase, because lo and behold, Ethan can finally sprint once you give him the blue orb of madness, right? And it's great for getting to the enemies that are parked 3,000 years away and, you know, being able to extend your combo. It's also great because this is a timed run, which, you know, moving faster is always a good thing. Now, in terms of extending this timer, you've got gold orbs littered around the area, which will extend your timer. Fantastic. You can whack them. They'll give you a set amount. Killing enemies will also give you a set amount of time, and depending on your combo, that time will be multiplied. The higher the combo, the more time enemies will give you. Keep that in mind. Time is not something I've ever had to worry about. I've always kind of just left it by the wayside, picked things up here and there, and it's always worked out for me. As we're back at the Dukes here, selling more items, getting more upgrades, in this room in Lady Dimitrescu's castle, big old Lady D, I'm sure this room must exist in its own pocket dimension, in its own pocket of space and time, because it makes no sense how we can teleport from here to there, but it's Resident Evil Village, it's mercenaries, things aren't supposed to make sense, things are just supposed to intimidate you. But hey, doesn't seem to be the case with this F2 rifle. So, Area 2 here. We've kept all of our upgrades, we've kept obviously our abilities, and we're going to move into this area, but not too far, because this is not our final destination for this area, right? We're going to take out as many enemies as we can here, and then we're going to backtrack, which, RE, classic backtracking, right? But this mercenary mode is kind of just like this throughout. There'll be times where you're going to have to backtrack to get, you know, ammo, items, enemies, time, abilities, things like that. But it's all about managing the time sink of getting specific resources. Sure, you could go 20 seconds or 10 seconds out of your way to get the 30-second time bonus, but is it worth it if it drops your combo, right? It's all about keeping that combo going. Now, you'll see here that we actually dropped the combo throughout this video because it's not that important in the village, but in some of the later stages, it is very important. As we take pot shots here and just remove these enemies from existence, we delete them, shall we say, which is where the F2 rifle really begins to shine. As we take down some of these armored Lycans, and as you can see here, we're in an area from the main campaign. If you've played the campaign, which you obviously will have had to unlock the mercenaries, if you've played it extensively, shall I say, you'll recognize some of these areas. But Capcom being Capcom have thrown a couple of curveballs our way, right? They've blocked off specific areas and hit you with dead ends in other areas, which means that don't rely solely on the mind map you have of specific areas, because chances are they'll be shortened for a more focused and intense encounter as we take on the enemies here. Now, what's important to note is that you can leave areas before you defeat all the enemies. Don't do that. You're going to be throwing away score and potentially throwing away the S rank. Kill as many enemies as possible, and if you kill all of the enemies, you'll get a nice bonus to your score, a nice spicy chunk, an extra dash, an extra splash of score here and there, which of course is great if you're going for the S rank. Keep in mind, though, that all of the time that is saved and all the lay you have will go towards your final score for an area. So again, is it worth the time sink to go get the extra enemy to defeat them all so you can get that extra chunk if you're losing score because you're basically wasting time to get to this enemy, you know? Which is why having a route is very important. You want to be as efficient as possible. You don't want to be going in zigzags, going back and forth, back and forth. You want to go in a nice loop if you can. There'll be areas at times which will kind of seem like an offshoot. Try and find a way to loop that offshoot into the route. You're going to see it specifically in some of the later stages, but in this stage here, this area in particular, this area is an absolute clusterfuck, I'm not going to lie. This is the beginning of the game, obviously, and we're going to be doing a little bit of zigzagging here due to the buildings that we have. We'll be going back and forth. We see the Soldat enemies, good old drill man. I'm sure when Ethan mentioned that he liked to be drilled, he didn't mean literally. He just means that him and Mia have a very healthy sex life. Anyway, we're gonna line up some penetrative power shots here as we get the 2-for-1, the bargain special on some of these enemies. Again, F2 rifle just paying its own way forward as we take care of these enemies. And surprise, surprise, these missions, these mercenary stages and areas, some of them are going to have bosses, which we're going to get to in just a second, because there is a boss in this area, this third area here, as we pretty much go and almost drop our combo here, but we just about get it as we take out the Lycan snipers here with their bow and arrow. Very primitive, ain't got nothing on us on our F2 rifle. But as we skirt our way around, you gotta know where the roots are, because enemies just like to come popping out of the ground, only when you get near them as well. You can see the old werewolf here, just chilling right in front of the exit, pretty much forcing you to contend with them. You don't have to, you kind of just skirt around him and just go straight to the exit, but with the F2 rifle, he's so easy to take care of, it's kind of a no-brainer to just pump him full of lead. And that is pretty much the end of the village, and that is the S rank. The stylish rank, the smoking rank, the sexy rank, whatever you want to call it. But that is the S rank for the village. I hope this video helps. Look forward to more of the mercenary S ranks on the channel, and with all that said and done, it has been me, DevilNeverCry. I would like to thank all of you for watching, and as always, I'll see you all next video. you.